Maido. Hi there, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about fluency. Present, master shimashou. This is the 5th year of the Presentation Japan Series podcast. We are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book, in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is now available on Amazon. Become a better speaker who is clear, confident, persuasive, and highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Okay, this is episode number 283, and today we are talking about what if I'm not fluent in English as a presenter? Kata, the way of doing things, and kanpekishugi, or perfectionism, are wonderful traits in Japan. Everything works well and as expected. Things have an order here, and there are certain ways of doing things which will brook no adventurism. Things must also be done properly, no half measures. As a transplanted wild Aussie, I fought against both for many decades. Why does it have to be done this way? I would ask my wife, who would just answer, because that is how it is done. Near enough is good enough, I would assure her, but she wasn't having any of that either. This mindset flows into language usage too. If speaking in a foreign language like English, then it must be perfect, or the speaker feels shame. Sometimes the amount of exposure to the language or the amount of study hasn't been sufficient to be perfect. But that is never accepted as an excuse. The burning, hot flush of shame exists regardless if a mistake is made. The pressure ratchets up when Japanese business people have to give a presentation in English, and they embrace all sorts of craziness in that pursuit. A recent case came to my attention regarding a very senior Japanese executive in a global firm who has to give talks internally as well as externally. His pursuit of perfection drove him to read religiously from the prepared notes, word for word, so that it would be grammatically perfect. He also had the forethought to arrange some sakura, or plants, in the audience to ask him pre-designated questions for which he had carefully curated answers. Everything was perfect, except it wasn't. The senior leaders are grooming him for a huge job. When they see this type of behavior, they worry. This degree of over-engineering presentation, it isn't authentic from their point of view. They want him to be natural, imperfect, understandable, and capable and confident enough to handle questions from an audience without having to nobble the proceedings. Here is where perspectives diverge. He seeks perfection in a foreign language, and his bosses are okay with imperfection in English. When you think about it, how many people do you know who are perfect speakers of their own language? Not every native speaker is perfect. We make a mess of the tenses sometimes, getting the verb wrong, using is instead of was for the past tense. I've heard very well-educated native speakers say something instead of something, or everything instead of everything. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Okay, today's show is being brought to you by, on the 19th of April, we're doing our course previews. On the 21st and 22nd of April, we're doing high-impact presentations. On the 23rd of April, we have our professional ongoing education series. And on the 13th of May, we're doing course previews again. Check out our website at www.dale.carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value for you there. Now, to do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, there are over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which is the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. I have a PhD, an MA, and a BA with honours. Am I 100% confident in my own command of my own language of English? Certainly not. I'm always paranoid about mispronouncing words I don't know or hear very infrequently. English grammar has defeated me since year 3 of elementary school. I'm certain I make mistakes in these podcasts, I just don't know where. If we cannot claim purity in the linguistic applications of our own language, then we certainly know we are not able to operate at perfection levels in a foreign language. Yet, this is exactly the type of crazy pressure which Japanese business executives place on themselves. They need to lighten up a bit. The high-powered Japanese executive in question has not had my coaching at this point as discussions continue. One of the first things I will be teaching him is to get rid of any perfectionism baggage holding him back. You don't have to be a perfect speaker of English when giving presentations because nobody cares. If they are fellow Japanese, they cannot say anything because they are not perfect either. So no casting of the first stones of criticism by them. If they are foreigners, then they have likely grown up listening to non-native speakers mangle the grammar and mash the pronunciation of English. They accept it for what it is. And if they cannot understand what is being said, they just ask for it to be repeated. Studying Japanese here for the first time back in 1979, I made a revolutionary discovery. If you wait to manufacture the perfect sentence to lob into a conversation, you will never get to speak. The conversation will have moved on to another topic before we get a chance to use it. Therefore, perfect or otherwise, speak. Get it out. And if they don't register what you mean, then say the same thing in a different way until they do get it. If we are doing a presentation, then there can be perfect text on screen as we speak imperfectly to the content, rounding out the information further. We can also take comfort that audiences don't remember the detail of the talks, but they do remember the speakers. They will overlook imperfections in speech from a dynamic, passionate, energized speaker because they will remember the speaker as impressive. A perfect rendition in English by a native speaker delivered with no passion in a monotone will dispatch that person to oblivion in the memory of the audience. Perfection isn't needed, but passion for the subject and for the audience is. Focus on those two things, and the world will be right, non-native speaker or otherwise. Thank you for joining the Presentations Japan series. If you got value from today's show, spread the love around and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you have learned today, use it, and go out there and become a presentations legend. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.